many different types of IRAs out there, but how do you know which one to choose? With different options, it can get overwhelming. Here to break it all down for us is Colin Evans from Evans Financial Group. Evan, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me again.
So we're talking about IRAs. Tell me, what is the difference between them?
Well, you know, as we're looking into our keys in retirement, and some of the most common ones that we hear today are a traditional IRA, a Roth IRA, and then also what we consider a rollover IRA.
Well, tell me more, because I need to be told about each one of those.
So when we look at it, what we're kind of debating and what people really need to debate on a traditional versus a Roth is kind of what they foresee as their tax implications are going to be down the road. Right now, we're, you know, without getting political, we're still in Trump's tax code, which are some of the lowest that our country's ever seen. So what we're seeing a lot more in today's times is more of an interest for Roth accounts, because I think we're kind of in the agreements that at some point in time, taxes are going to eventually go up.
Sure.
So if we're going to, it would be smarter, instead of taking it as a traditional IRA where somebody's deducting that off of their income either year, instead of doing that, maybe paying the taxes now in the hopes and down the road that they're going to be in a retirement time into a lower tax bracket. So it's really just kind of a little bit of a play off of tax strategies and kind of what, you know, they work with their financial professional and what they foresee their kind of future tax implications are going to be. And as we kind of weigh from that, and we go into the third one, which is really one of the most common, is your rollover IRA. And this is typically when somebody leaves employment and they're going to say, you know what, I'm going to take my 401k with me. We're going to roll this over into an IRA. And one of the beautiful benefits about that for individuals is they have greater investment options. They have greater choices because they now have control of their retirement, as opposed to something that is just fully offered through their employer, and kind of being in control of what the employer picks and chooses for them.
You know what I just read, Colin? It was that many people leave millions of dollars on the table when they switch over from job to job, because they don't ever go back and take that money out and roll it over, and we're just missing out on all this money. How does that process work?
Yeah, and you know, believe it or not, it's Beagle, I think, is the name of the app or the company, and there's so much that people forget about when they leave an employer, and they don't recall, like, hey, did I have an investment? Did I have a retirement account? Well, we've noticed as of late there's this app called, I believe it's Beagle. It's shaped after the dog logo, but that company specifically helps people go and find their 401ks from former employers, which is amazing.
Fascinating.
To be able to do that, because if the companies have been bought out or changed names or ownerships or something like that, you might not have a great track record of how you can get in touch with them.
Absolutely, which that's problematic. But thank you for saying that. That's excellent advice for everybody out there who may be wondering, do I have a job from IHOP 8 years ago, or Applebee's, wherever you worked? That's great information. So that's Beagle.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. That's an outstanding one. So that's something we recommend. Every now and then we get calls in. It's like, hey, could you help me find this? That's kind of where we direct people to, because I don't have the guru capability to go, you know, sniffing out for, you know, your 401k.
I mean,
maybe
I'm sure
where you possibly worked.
You probably wouldn't have the time.
I'm sure if somebody's got to figure it out a little bit easier, that might be the key way to go find it.
Okay, so which one of these is the most beneficial, or does it differentiate from each person to the next?
It does differ a little bit, but really just because what we're seeing right now with these Roths and converting this is a high recommendation of people that are moving into their retirement years, that are, it's like we're right there in their window of heading into retirement, that are converting these retirement dollars into Roth, because they're going to go ahead and pay the taxes now, knowing that we're going to see a tax increase down the road. It's like we're just seeing with as they're fighting over raising the debt ceiling, that's going to have to come from somewhere at some point in time.
I think we just figured out your next topic for next week, the debt ceiling. There you go. I think they want it.
We can do it. We can do it.
Colin Evans from Evans Financial Group, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.